Hello friends, welcome to my channel, My Motherhood Studio. In today's video, I am recommending a book series which can be really wonderful for early reading. However, before I get started with today's video, I would like you to take a pause and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so far. Also, please do not forget to hit the bell button to receive notifications for all the new uploads. So let's get started with today's video. So before I take you through this book series which I have with me today, I would like to strike a small conversation with all of you. How do you go about deciding or picking up a book for your child? That is really very important. So in my case, what I do, I always observe my daughter. What kind of narrative she is enjoying reading, what style of writing from an author is making her interested to read more or pick that book over and over again and read, what kind of illustration she enjoys, what kind of topics she likes to read about. So one such topic is humor, apart from mythology and fantasy, which is her favorite area when it comes to books. So what I do, I look for books in these genres across various platforms, which includes Facebook groups, sometimes Instagram posts. I also shop from Amazon, and my go-to place is our community library. Though we do not have many English books available, but our library, I had mentioned in my earlier videos also, has been increasing the number of English books available in the library. So today the series which I'm sharing is one such finding of mine from our local library, and this book is full of humor, full of fun. It talks so much about friendship. The author of this series is a very famous author. His name is Mo Willems. He's done many books. The series which I'm sharing today is the Elephant and Piggy series. This series has around 25 books, precisely 25 titles, which your child can go through, and trust me, this series is simply wonderful. The author of this series is an award-winning author. He's done some really fabulous work for children. He's also done a wonderful doodle session for children on YouTube during this lockdown period. So what I would do, I would share the link for his doodle session in the video description down below. So please do not forget to check that. And I will take you through this series. I do not have all the 25 titles with me today. However, I have these 5 titles available with me today. In that, I have one of this book, which is an award-winning book. I will take you through each of these books in detail and would explain that why I am recommending this series for children who are getting started on their independent reading journey, and how it will benefit an early reader, because there are various aspects which made me choose this particular series to recommend to all of you. So now let's get started, and I will take you through each of these 5 books in detail and discuss that why you should go for this series and have it on the bookshelf of your child. So let's get started with the review. I have 5 books from the series with me today out of the complete 25 book series. The name of the series is Elephant and Piggy book, and I share again here the author of the series is Mo Willems. Mo Willems has done many other wonderful books and series. What I would do, please do not forget to check the description of this video. I will share some more books and wonderful stuff in the video description, so you can use those links and learn about this author more, and also explore many other books which has been done by this particular author. So the 5 books which I have with me today are Listen to My Trumpet, I'm Invited to a Party, We Are in a Book, Happy Pig Day, I Will Surprise My Friend. In this book series, many books have received various awards. One award is Giselle Honor Award. So this title, We Are in a Book, is an award-winning book from the series I have with me today. So without wasting much time, let me take you through this entire book series. Probably I can start with this one only, We Are in a Book. I think this will be a great start for the review. Before I really get started taking you through inside pages of these books, I would like to discuss with you a little about the two main characters, that's Gerald and Piggy, who are the two main characters, and they're completely opposite to each other in reference to their personality. Gerald is an elephant who thinks and worries a lot, whereas Piggy is a stargazer and she doesn't really bother much. However, regardless of the differences, they've come together as great friends who care for each other, and this friendship is the theme of fun throughout this book series. This book series has really no age boundaries, if you ask me practically, though these books are very ideal for 4-year-olds who are getting started with independent reading. But my 7-year-old enjoyed it as much, including me. As I had shared with you, that we keep looking for books which offer humor because that's what she enjoys the most. So this is one such series which offers a lot of humor to the children, and they really enjoy reading it without realizing that they are reading a picture book. So she found Gerald and Piggy really funny, and while reading this series, she burst into uncontrollable laughter. She rolled on the floor. That's what I really enjoyed the most. So let's get started with the first book. We are in a book. In this book, Gerald and Piggy are discussing that we are in a book. Oh, thank you. Piggy, yes, Gerald, I think someone is looking at us. See, so Piggy is coming forward to figure out who is looking at them. Someone is looking at us. Who is looking at us? A monster. No, it is a reader. A reader is reading us. So what I would like you to notice here, that this book is very naturally appealing to children, even to the grown-ups. Why? Because the author has used very simple and expressive illustrations which complements the entire narrative very well. The entire series offer this conversational text or dialogues which appears in this large font in this comic balloon for each character. So Piggy's speech balloons are pink in color, and whereas Gerald's are grey. So it makes it very obvious and clear that who or which character is speaking without creating any confusion in the mind of the reader. This is one feature of this book series which I really like, that the author has used bold text in speech or the dialogue boxes, and at the same time they have been color coded for each character. This comes really handy for a child who's just getting started to read on his or her own, or some child who's struggling to read. First and foremost, the text is very bold and clear, so there is no need for a child to really dig into the book to read, and at the same time it is short, simple sentences and very attractive storyline for a child to follow through. It also creates a lot of element of surprise so that the child wants to know what happened next. Also, at the same time, the entire conversation has been put or made very expressive in the way the fonts have been used. So when the Piggy is saying so she's saying very softly, so it's a smaller speech bubble is used, and that font is small. Wherever when the character is speaking something very loud and clear, at that very page, the dialog box size increases, the font increases. Here the Piggy is saying here she's saying banana. So automatically the child will be able to get into the feeling of the character, what the character is feeling, by just looking at the dialogue which have been put together respective to the each character. This makes the feeling of the character very easy for interpretation for the reader, and the reader can associate with the character very easily. So in this case, a child will be able to really see the text and feel what character is feeling. So here, see how Gerald expressions, just you modifying the face and the hands, how a different feeling has been communicated. So the reader said and then here Gerald is rolling on the floor. Banana. So look how wonderfully they have played with the font and size of the text at each page and try to communicate the feeling of the character. Nothing much is moving if you notice on each page. It's just the hands and face expressions and movement of Gerald and Piggy, which is communicating the feeling of what they're feeling so very well. So I think this is a big plus point for a child to really get hooked up to a book or enjoy reading a book. So here you see how Gerald's ears have gone up. Oh, the book ends here, and so soon the book ends. See how Gerald is leaning over Piggy. So it's like, that he's so worried, he's so conscious, and he's quite loud in asking Piggy that the book is ending here. So this is really wonderful, which I liked in this book. I will not really break the suspense or really share the entire storyline with you. I would leave it to you to get the book and read on to you, instead of telling you in each book what happens at the end. It will be really nice if you yourself get the book and explore. So this was We Are in a Book. The next title is Happy Pig Day. In the series, what you will notice is that the author has wonderfully dealt many challenges and situations which young children experience while growing up. For example, how it feels when a friend makes a new friend, whether to share things with others, how to cheer up a friend who's sad, or how to have the back of your friend who's trying hard to achieve something. So in this Happy Pig Day, primarily, Piggy is trying to celebrate Happy Pig Day, and she tells Gerald that today is the best day of the year. So Gerald says, "Is it free ice cream day?" No, today is Happy Pig Day. And then Gerald wonders that what is Happy Pig Day? Yes, Happy Pig Day, the day of the pig, is what Piggy shares. It is the best day to have a pig party. It is the best day to sing pig songs. It is the best day to dance pig dances. It is the best day to eat pig food. So Piggy keeps on sharing that what all pigs do on this particular day. And the first and foremost is that the best day to say oinky oink oink. That means Happy Pig Day in pig language. That's what Piggy tells Gerald. So Gerald keeps wondering, I did not know about Happy Pig Day. And then Piggy says, look, I have so many friends here, and they come saying oinky oink oink, and Piggy gets busy with her friends. Piggy finds her friends and she gets busy with them, and Gerald feels little sad. That is a lot of pig. And he wonders, and when he sees that Piggy is having a lot of fun and he cannot join her, he swiftly moves away from there. And Piggy doesn't even notice that Gerald has already left, and she calls for him. Isn't this great, Gerald? And then she realizes that Gerald wasn't there. So she walks up to him and sees that Gerald is sitting quietly and sadly. So she goes up to him and asks him, are you okay? I'm sorry, Piggy. I have a trunk. I have big ears. I am grey. I do not have a snout. I do not have hooves, and I'm not pink. So he feels very sad and cranky that he's not one amongst pigs, like pigs. So he cannot celebrate the Piggy Day. And Piggy wonders. She says, oh, Gerald. And then she makes Gerald feel better. She says, Happy Pig Day is just not for pigs. Happy Pig Day is for anyone who loves pigs. And Gerald suddenly feels better. And he joins all the other pigs along with Piggy. So isn't this a wonderful title, a wonderful read to help your child understand how to comfort, how to handle a challenging situation like this, where if he or she is busy with her or his other friends, and how if one of the friend is feeling left out or feels that he or she is not part of them, how to comfort your friend, how to make them feel involved, how to make them feel part of the entire group. So I feel this is a great read to help your child understand that it is really important to make everyone feel comfortable and have everyone incorporated together whenever you are playing in a group. Now let me try this one. We are done with Happy Pig Day, and we are in a book, right? So I am left with I Will Surprise My Friend and the other two titles. Let me start with I will surprise my friend. Here, Gerald and Piggy want to surprise each other. Why? Because they see two other animal friends surprising each other. So they also want to resort to a similar thing by surprising each other. And Gerald gets an idea. We could surprise each other, and Piggy says, yes, we could surprise each other by the big rock, because the other animals were tiny, so they used a small rock. Here, because Gerald is big and Piggy is also big related to the other animals, they decide to surprise each other by a big rock. And then both of them decide to go either way so that they can surprise each other. And you see, you know how naughty the feeling both the characters have on their face, so much fun. You can actually feel it from their faces, not only a child, as an adult also. If you would look at the illustration of these book series, it's really wonderful. It is sure to get your attention and give you that smile on your face and make you feel really happy. So the entire book proceeds and they come and hide behind the rock, but somehow they cannot find each other and they start getting all the bad thoughts. Especially Gerald gets bad thought that what if Piggy is lost, what if she's hungry, what if somebody caught her, oh no, or what if Piggy is lost and about to fall off a cliff, or maybe a giant bird grabbed Piggy and flew off with her, or maybe a scary monster is trying to eat her right now. Look at Gerald's expression over here. He's so worried and he's thinking of all possibilities in which things can go wrong with Piggy. However, Piggy is sitting super chill and calm, and all what she's thinking is maybe Gerald got hungry for lunch. It is super funny from a reader's perspective. So she starts thinking that even I am hungry for lunch, I will get some lunch. And the moment Gerald screams, I will save you, Piggy, and Piggy says, it's lunchtime. So imagine, look at the facial expressions over here. It can put anyone laughing, rolling on the floor with the way everything has been communicated in this title. So it's very hilarious. I still remember how my daughter fell on the floor reading this specific book. So that is what I will surprise my friend. Let me start with Listen to My Trumpet. In this particular book, Piggy has got a trumpet and she calls for Gerald. Sit, do not move. I have a trumpet. Do you want to listen to my trumpet? And Gerald very politely agrees, yes, please. Piggy feels very pleased that Gerald has agreed to listen to her play a trumpet, and she says, here I go. So watch her face blow red when she's trying hard to blow the trumpet. And look at Gerald's expressions. He's wondering that what is this happening. And look at Piggy, how she's trying hard. Another important thing which you would notice in this particular book is the blurbs used to communicate sound to the children. The font which has been used is thick, bold, black font, and a lot of words are used to create phonic awareness. And as the book proceeds, Piggy says, wait, that was not right. And Gerald says, yes, not at all right. And Piggy tries to adjust and tries to blow the trumpet again. Blap, frip, brip, brip. So you see here, as I said, there are a lot of sound words which are being used in this blurb, which will get the child's attention, are primarily to encourage children of various phonic sounds, which would help them get comfortable reading. And the storyline further proceeds. Piggy keeps trying to blow the trumpet and it really irritates Gerald, but she still keeps trying, and he shows a lot of patience, he shows a lot of respect towards Piggy, and he stays seated where he was and he does try to listen to Piggy. And Piggy says, and now the big finish, and she tries hard to play. So here on this page, there is a lot of focus being given to the sounds. You would notice again here, the same thing has been done. The font has been used as thick and bold, and these blurbs have been used to communicate the sound. And look at the expression of Gerald. His face says so much. that, what kind of pain he's going through when Piggy is playing the trumpet. And then Piggy announces that she has finished playing the trumpet. And look at Gerald, barely lifting his neck. He's saying, finished? He's so relieved that Piggy finished playing the trumpet. And then Piggy starts questioning Gerald. What do you think of my trumpet? And then he doesn't want to be rude, so he keeps thinking, and Piggy keeps insisting, please go on, tell me. So he says, your trumpet is loud. And so Piggy basically wants to hear that she played it very well. So Piggy keeps insisting and keeps asking Gerald that how did he find her play the trumpet. And he keeps thinking, and he's trying to put the words together, and probably in his mind he's thinking how he can be nice. See how he's confused, and he's thinking, hold your trumpet very well. And then Piggy is shouting and screaming, and because she is looking forward to hear something more beyond that her trumpet is loud, her trumpet is shiny, she holds the trumpet very well. So she is expecting to hear something good about that, how did she play the trumpet from Gerald. So I will not go further and leave the book over here. So this was Listen to My Trumpet. And the last title what I have with me today is I Am Invited to a Party. So here Piggy is invited to a party, and she's very, very excited, and she comes running to Gerald. Gerald is sitting nicely, and she comes running, Gerald, look at the illustrations. So much the illustration speaks. There is no text being mentioned over here, but the entire feeling and what exactly is going in the mind of character has been communicated so well by the author over here. Look, I'm invited to a party. So how proud she's feeling that she's been invited to a party. Cool, Gerald says. It is cool. Piggy agrees to it, and then she requests Gerald that, will you go with me? I have never been to a party. So look at her eyes, they're like literally shining bright and sparkling because she's looking forward to attend a party, and she has never attended a party. And Gerald nicely agrees that I will go with you. I know parties. See, he's taking so much pride, and he's showing so much confidence in his body language that yes, I know what all happens in a party. So then Gerald says, wait, what if it is a fancy party? Suddenly he realizes that they cannot just simply walk in for the party. They need to get ready. They need to be dressed. And Piggy asks, really? Do we really need to get ready to attend a party? So Gerald forces himself onto her and says, yes, I know parties. And she agrees that, okay, he knows parties because he's been to parties. And you will see this page is literally blank page, but it still communicates the message of the author that one side Piggy is running and the other side Gerald is running, and they have used the word zip zap. So they are in so much hurry to get ready and be at the party that they are simply doing zip zap zoom, and they are back here all dressed up. And then Piggy asks Gerald, is this fancy? And Gerald agrees, yes, it is very, very fancy. See how they have used the font for fancy. So in this entire book series, the way the font has been changing to communicate various feelings and emotions of character is done really wonderfully well, including this conversational style, which actually puts the reader into the characters. They start assuming themselves to be as one of the characters from the story. So they start associating themselves either with Gerald or with Piggy primarily. So they get ready, and then suddenly again Gerald realizes, what if it is a pool party? And then so they need to get ready as per the pool party. So they make modifications. They again zip zap zoom and get ready for the pool party. And then it goes on. So Gerald keeps getting ideas on, what if it is this kind of a party? What if it is that kind of a party? And they keep making modifications to the costume, what they are wearing. And then finally they arrive at the party. So I will not share what happens at the party. For that, please grab the book, read yourself, and find out what happens at the party. I'm going to leave all the purchase links of these book in the video description down below. So please do not forget to check that. It would take you to the appropriate link for purchase. I hope you liked this recommendation for early readers and children who are struggling a little to get started onto reading. I hope this would be a lot of help. I hope you liked my recommendation from today's video. What I would do is I'm going to leave all the requisite detail pertaining to this series and the other work done by this specific author, as I shared earlier in the video as well, in the video description down below. So please do not forget to check the description. And if you are looking forward for any specific reviews, recommendations, or any other area which you would want me to cover, please do let me know in the comments. I have received a feedback that people want me to review some toys for young children, which I am working upon and is taking a little while, but I'm surely going to be sharing some really useful video based on educational toys for children very soon. So I hope to see you back again shortly with my another video. So please keep watching my videos and share with your family and friends if these videos will be relevant for them. This would really support me in terms of growing my channel, and will also give me a lot of motivation to invest more time, effort, and energy in this channel and bringing forth all the valuable learning experiences as a parent to all of you. Thank you so much once again for watching today's video. See you soon with another one.